Yeah, hey everybody, it is Ian, and it's the 2nd of May 2017. And in this very quick video, we are going to look at the Launch It With Less self publishing template for the Passion Purpose Publish system. All right, so this is just one of many templates, at least five that we're going to be using. I want to lay this one out quickly. I find this to be one of the most helpful templates to quickly and easily write nonfiction or self-help style books, content, articles, course curriculum, and just about anything else under the sun that helps people or offers people solutions to common problems. All right, so here is the entirety of the process. Intro, or the core concept. This is where you're going to articulate who you are, what folks ought to expect, what you hope people get out of this book or this blog post or this course. And you can filter this through the 5 questions exercise, which is here, which are this is who I am, this is what I do, this is who I do it for, this is what they need, and this is how their lives change when I do what I do best for them. So rather than communicate that relative to yourself or your person or your career, you can actually apply that to your book, your blog, your content, your course. Basically, ask your content those 5 questions or re-articulate specifically what those things are relative to what you're writing. All right, so the core concept, this is basically where you're going to outline really quickly what the book is going to be covering. So the pain you want to communicate here, the problem, the power, the reason it matters. This is just a quick section of the book where you want to just cover the concept. Just state what the problem is that this book is going to help solve, or what the pain that the reader might be experiencing, or the power they may feel at the end of experiencing your words, your wisdom, or your process. All right, so here we get really into the crucial bits of this. The one thing, right? So this is the exercise or the technique that you want people to take away. So I call this the teach one thing template for that reason as well. This is the core thing that people ought to walk away from having read your words, your wisdom, or basically tried and applied what it is that you're striving to teach through this process. All right, so I'd like to articulate in my own life. As an example, I went to a meditation workshop, a weekend workshop years and years ago. And there was probably, 17, 20 hours worth of lectures and data dump and just all this sort of niche knowledge from all these various folks who were yogis and healers and, teachers of one tradition or another. And there was one 15-minute segment in this entire weekend of teaching that changed my life, right? So there was one 15-minute chunk that one teacher taught that 5 or 6 years later, as I record this today, I can still remember as vividly as if it happened yesterday. So that is the one thing, and it was an exercise, basically one simple breathing technique and mantra-oriented technique that opened up a window of interest in me that wasn't there had I not heard that. So that is the thing that if you're going to write a book and its aim is to help or heal or transform, that's the takeaway that you want. You want to have people, you want to give people that same aha moment. All right, so common challenges and Q&A. Basically, this is where you're just going to recapitulate the areas that people struggle with your exercise or your technique, or the questions they may ask trying and applying what it is that you teach. So You just might want to, take questions that people have asked you personally, through your professional expertise, or things that you've struggled with learning something that you're now teaching, or common questions that people have along the path. This is really the most effective part of the book, and it's actually the easiest part to write as well. And again, this applies whether you're teaching a course, whether you're writing a book, or even something as pedestrian as a blog post. When you can capture what people struggle with, and you can present it in a Q&A style format, it is a win on two levels. One, it's the easiest stuff to write. And I mean, I could write this stuff all day. And two, it's really what people remember most, because you're actually getting in their heads and you're sort of stating what it is that they're likely to struggle with. And people have that head shaking aha moment when you effectively are able to do that well. So if you know your niche and you know the objections or the challenges and the struggles, this is where you're going to articulate that in a way that helps people overcome that stuff. All right, the last piece of the book is homework, and you can, or I break this down to two parts: small ask and the big ask. So the homework is the off the mat and into the world piece of the content, where you're basically saying, look, if you're meditating or you're practicing yoga, you don't want this to be a 15-minute benefit to you on a daily basis or 3 times a week when you make it to the yoga studio. You want to take these practices out into the world, off the mat and out into the world. This is how your life is going to change when you apply these concepts or these postures or these breathing techniques or these mental visualizations into the world, right? So that's the homework assignment. And you break that homework assignment into small asks, which are tiny habits or mini commitments, and big ask, which is the last word. And it's really your passion play, or where you communicate with your sense of passion and purpose, what it is that you would like to see happen in the world by virtue of people using your technique or exercise. So this can be a grandiose thing if you're really trying to change the world in some, activist or, health oriented or spiritual growth technique, which a lot of people that I work with or that I speak to really are trying to do. Or it could be something as simple as a piece of business advice, or an accounting tip, or a legal, technique, or, whatever it may be. So that big ask is just you saying, look, do this, everything that we covered in this book, and your life will change if only you try and apply what we've covered thus far, right? So the small ask are the tiny habits and the mini commitments that you're asking people to, to utilize. And the big ask is really your passion, purpose, push. At the very end of the book, it's the last word, and it's really the last thing they should read. All right. So again, this is the Launch It with Less template: intro, core concept, exercise or technique, challenges and Q&A, homework, small ask, big ask. It's really that simple. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We have another at least 4 of these templates coming. And, again, if you struggle with this in any way, please let me know, and I'm happy to clear things up. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful day.